welcome from my side, and I have the pleasure to say some words about Germany and the developments here. I think, first of all, I would like to thank Taltech for the invitation and also for the cooperation for the last 2-3 years in this field and the exchange, and I hope we can continue this. I was asked to speak about the German developments. In Germany, we name the topic serial prefabricated refurbishment energy sprung, and the German market, of course, offers a high potential, and that's the reason why I would also like to introduce this to you, what the German thinks about this. So now I to the next slide. So the market potential, of course, in Europe is enormous. We have 215 million homes. In Germany, around 42 million flats in around 19 million buildings. And to match this and to receive this or to meet the targets, at least 15,000 flats per day are needed to create this, and this corresponds to approximately 300 billion euro per year. On the other hand, we do not know and see the solutions on the market at the moment that really bring this about because of low productivity and a lack of scalability in renovation. The construction industry already shows what is possible through standardization, through digital processes in order to increase productivity. However, this has not yet arrived for renovation. People still work the way they did 20, 30, 40 years ago. The shortage of skilled workers makes this problem more acute. How can we renovate twice or 3 times as much in the future with the existing skilled workers if we work the way we have been working up to now? That's the question. And to illustrate the German example, in 2018, the construction volume in Germany was around 225 billion euros per year. Of this, construction works on existing building accounted for 153 billion euros, and this is around 2/3. That means the focus in Germany is clearly on the existing building stock, and the construction volume in Germany remains high even after the pandemic. A reduction in construction prices is not to be expected due to this increases, and a reduction in construction prices costs can only be realized if productivity can be increased. This is an insight what the politicians have set out to achieve. 120 million tons of CO2 in the building sector in 2020, which is basically only gas and oil that is burned out of the chimney, roughly speaking, is to be almost halved by 2030 in only 10 years. That's a gigantic saving, almost 5% per year, with a current renovation rate of 1% and not even to 0 to climate neutrality. You could translate it as every heating system that is replaced now must not produce any more CO2 afterwards. That's really an enormous challenge. We cannot double our skilled workers, that's clear. The whole thing is possible with innovation. What does that look like? Away from these approaches where in individual single projects, individual panels are glued together with long scaffolding downtimes, building services always have to be redesigned. Lots of pipes, lots of screws, lots of mistakes. That's the situation still also in Germany. The solution is a disruption on the market, and what we need is are prefabricated facades, prefabricated roofs, and prefabricated energy modules using renewable energies. And the Energiesprong, the idea coming from the Netherlands, is an answer, and the aim is to make it more easy, faster, in a good quality, and at least cost affordable, and to scale this up in the next years. That's the challenge in Germany, and I think we have the same situation in Estonia and other countries too. That this idea works, we can see this, of course, differences in different countries. The Netherlands with smaller buildings are quite well developed in the moment. The market is running, while in other countries we are still in the beginning. I here also put in the Estonian example. Maybe you are aware of this building here in Tallinn, and also the next building in Saue. There are some promising examples, but of course this is not enough. The phases of market development, we from our side, we see that we start and need to start with pilot projects, then with smaller series, then to develop this finally to a mass market. And if you compare countries where this Energiesprong concept is to be implemented, then we see here Italy in the first beginning. In Germany, we are in a phase where we are coming to more projects. In the Netherlands, they have a lot of projects. And from the Eastern European point of perspective, I see only that in Estonia there are some activities, in no other countries else at the moment. Successful factors for the market development are, of course, people. In Germany, the government found a market development team to inspire the market. This market development team is led by the German Energy Agency. And in the moment, money is coming from different European projects and programs, especially Horizon 2020. And the policy is still lacking behind in almost all areas, and that means the market development teams have a lot to do also for lobbying this approach in the next time. What Europe can do, it's they can finance, for instance, the market development teams, and can give financial support. There is a initiative from the Energiesprong network that in each country different pilot projects for serial refurbishment should be implemented. And of course, that this prefabricated refurbishment became the status of an important project of common European interest. That is what the Western countries in the moment are doing in this field. The Energiesprong in Germany is supported by the German government, and in the middle we have this Energiesprong market development team powered by DENA, German Energy Agency, and here I'm today also speaking for them. And they have the intermediary function between the building owners and the tenants on the one hand, and the so-called total solution provider construction companies on the other hand, and to give advice to the policy that the framework conditions are step by step improved, that this approach can be adopted to the market. There is a political support for this in Germany. We have a German federal subsidy program since last year for serial refurbishment, around 300 million euro. Funding is available for the introduction of this approach into the market. There are different modules. The state covers up to 60% in module 1 and up to 40% in module 2 for the implementation of feasibility studies and the feasibility studies for pilot projects. And then in the next step, construction companies can get support for the development of components for serial refurbishment. and the development of processes and the production of prototype elements and testing them in buildings. And the building owners, they can apply for pilot projects, co-financing up to 40% for the energy efficiency measures done by refurbishment, also serial refurbishment components. The third module is foreseen for investment grants. That means companies establishing production facilities in Germany can get investment grants for this, for the new construction facilities or for buying some existing production facilities and improving them with regard to serial refurbishment. Companies from abroad can also participate in this program. The only condition is that the building what needs to be renovated and also the investment for production facilities must be located in Germany. There are, in the moment, only a handful of implemented projects in Germany. This approach, we have around 5 or 6 total, so-called total solution providers at the moment on the market. And there are different projects under development, especially in the former western part of Germany, where the refurbishment demand is quite high at the moment. There are some 15 projects under preparation. The projects can be visited and exchange on this experiences also can be given to Estonia. In Germany, we of course observe also the Estonian market, and we are interested in what happens there. And I can also give a good example from an Estonian company working in Germany. Company Martek already delivered prefabricated elements to a refurbishment project in the city of Mönchengladbach, and is also very successful in the delivering of timber elements for wooden hybrid buildings here in Germany with German partners. That's from my side all, and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Knut. So I hope you heard the applause.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It was quite fierce. So actually, I would start with the questions myself first. What made you to come to such a small country like Estonia to collaborate with people and companies here in Estonia, knowing that Germany in general is a very industrialized and very advanced country in that terms?
Maybe this is not completely true what you said. Of course, we have a highly developed market, but we are faced a lack of workers, of course, and this is a completely new approach, and not the wooden production market in Germany is not really orientated on this market. The costs are very high, and we think exchange and cooperation between our countries could be very useful also for both sides, not only for the German side, but also for the Estonian market, to introduce this approach faster and with more involved companies in general, so that the market development can go a little bit in parallel also, yeah. So, and we introduce this new approach into our markets, simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Because we have plenty of time, so we can ask questions. So, audience, does anyone have any questions?
I can maybe add that, of course, the first prefabricated refurbishment in a more than 3-story, in a 5-story building took place in Tallinn. This, you know, this example, Academias 3, and in Germany we are still waiting for first projects with higher buildings, and therefore your experiences are very well, acknowledged in Germany so far.
Thank you. if there is no question in the audience, I always like to ask questions. So I ask myself, in your opinion or your experience in Germany, where are the main challenges, on the demand or the supply side, or both?
Yeah. Also there is a high demand and a high pressure from the policy side to increase the refurbishment rate. The housing sector, in my mind, is very conservative, and we have different players. I can maybe add one slide there. You can see that our housing market is a little bit different and organized than your housing market. We have a high percentage of rental flats. That means the housing sector is institutionalized with private, municipal, cooperatives, housing companies. And they own a lot of multifamily buildings, and they are responsible for this refurbishment in the first line. They need to pick up the tenants, of course, and the demand side is structured that you can speak and work with one contact partner. That means the companies itself, yeah. And you not need to convince the owners of individual and privatized flat as it is in Estonia, for instance. We have also this part, around 10 million homeowner in their owner-occupied condominiums or renting privatized flats, but this is a different sector. And from the supply side, I think that cooperation with supply partners from the Baltic Sea region, especially from Estonia, makes sense. Also from the cost side perspective, but also to develop innovations together. Yeah, we are thinking that the exchange can be increased so that maybe more cooperations take place in this field.
Okay, and then the next question is how and if the German market in terms of the renovation is regulated? Are there, in addition to the energy efficiency requirements, are there any additional requirements for the renovation of existing building stocks, especially the apartment buildings?
Yeah, there are. I also prepared a slide for this. Just a second.
And the reason why I'm asking is that, we more and more here in Estonia hear from the architects and the Association of Architects saying that renovating the apartment buildings just shouldn't be about the energy savings, but it should be about increasing the quality of the built environment in general. The accessibility, the aesthetics, the functionality, all these other related things as well. And I have to agree, unfortunately or fortunately. So.
Yes, we have a quite well-developed regulatory framework. That is the German Gebäudeenergieeffizienzgesetz. That means building energy efficiency law. That's the basic. And then this law is connected with a support scheme. I mentioned the pilot support program for serial refurbishment, but in addition, there is a huge federal support program for energy efficiency in buildings. And there, certain criteria are giving the basis for the support. And this is the so-called energy efficiency house standard. And this is a reference standard or a reference building. And if you get, after the refurbishment, a lower energy consumption than the given reference building standard, then you get a higher support. And this is here an overview that, for instance, if you get a standard of 40, efficiency building 40, that means the primary energy consumption demand is 40% after the refurbishment, then you can get 120,000 euro and 20% redemption subsidy per flat if you get this standard, if you can receive this standard.
Not sorry, can you make your slide a bit bigger? Because
a little bit bigger, okay.
Just, yeah.
So?
Trim down the comments part, yes. Yeah, very good, thanks.
Yeah, this is the overview from the KfW support program, where you can see the correlation between primary energy demand and support. And yeah, that's the main standard. We have a huge amount of money in this funding pot every year, around 15 billion euro. And the refurbishment sector is orientated to use this funding scheme.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll give the last opportunity to the audience to ask a question. Any questions? Kalle, you. No? Okay. It seems that you have saved 6 minutes of your day from presenting to Estonian. So thank you very much. Let's applaud again. And let's keep in touch. So
yeah,
now,
thank you very much. I wish you a successful day. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.